Hey guys, welcome back to the BuzWeaver channel. And in our top stories today, a viral video that went viral yesterday on Wednesday from the AP. Defendant faces new charges after attacking a Nevada judge in court, which was caught on video. Now, I can't play this video for you here on YouTube. However, if you look up this article, you can then find it. Of course, you can use the title there and AP, or just look up the title and you'll find it probably across many different articles. Las Vegas. Moments after a defendant in a felony battery case tried to convince a Nevada judge that he was turning his violent past around and didn't need to be locked up, his sentencing went sideways. He leaped over a defense table and the judge's bench, landing atop her and sparking a bloody brawl with court officials and attorneys. It was interesting nonetheless, although it was all behind the bench itself. The violent scene on Wednesday was captured by courtroom video showing a Clark County District Court Judge, Mary Kay Holtis, falling back from her seat against a wall as the defendant flung himself over the judge's bench and grabbed her hair, toppling an American flag onto them. The judge suffered some injuries but was not hospitalized, courthouse officials said. The defendant, Deborah, I'm assuming since it's a male, he pronounced it Diobra, although the French would pronounce it Deborah. Delone Redden was jailed on $54,000 bail and refused to return to court on Thursday on new charges, so a judge rescheduled the next appearance for January 9th. Redden, 30, faces 13 counts, including extortion and coercion with force. 7 of the new counts are battery on a protected person, referring to the judge and officers who came to her aid. It was absolutely extraordinary, really. These sorts of scenes can occasionally happen. It's usually an individual victim or a victim's family maybe going after another defendant who did something to that family or something to that effect. Now, in the years that I worked in law, I never saw anything quite like this. I saw a lot of heated exchanges, but nothing quite like this. I mean, this guy, if you watch the video, is like, he is like a super jumper. And going over the table and then the bench, yeah, he definitely was certainly jacked up, very probably pumped with adrenaline because, of course, he didn't want to go to jail. Most people don't want to go to jail because it's very unpleasant. Even if you're just in a holding facility, the fact that you have no liberty and no freedom, no ability to do the things that you want to be able to do is terrifying to some people. And perhaps this person was, obviously didn't want to go back to jail. But it was extraordinary. And it's interesting because, as I emphasize here, the years that I spent in law, most of these kind of courtroom, the way the courtroom works, it's very regimented, right? It doesn't, you watch movies, you watch TV shows. It's not anything like that. They're actually, in retrospect, they're actually quite boring and slow. There isn't any like major courtroom type styles of drama. But, this was one of those instances that caught everyone's attention because this is what, movies and TVs often try to portray, which doesn't normally happen in real life. People can be prone to outbursts, and of course the deputies and others are usually prepared for that type of activity. So the defendants are usually, they either either they secure them with cuffs and chains and so forth so that they don't get up or won't have the ability to get up and do what this individual did. So it's kind of fascinating, what is happening across our country and in our courtrooms. And of course, as I'm recording this right now, Donald Trump is appealing the decision from the Colorado Supreme Court. And if they follow the law there, or if the SCOTUS, which most likely and always does follow the law, they're going to probably determine that Donald Trump, as we already know, has not been given due process. He's neither been charged nor convicted of insurrection. So it's just a fascinating play, as we see in courtrooms today, where an incident like this happens, and then you have SCOTUS out in Colorado rolling the dice, knowing and betting that SCOTUS would have to get involved. And then, of course, once SCOTUS gets involved, then, of course, the Democrats and the establishment and others can then blame the Supreme Court for getting Trump off the hook, and it'll be a whole other little trajectory for them, a whole other new narrative for them. And then, of course, they'll go back and reiterate what happened from abortion when that was turned back over to the states. So it's just it's going to be a wild 2024 as we talked about here. But nonetheless, guys, if you haven't already, you can check out the video if you want. I'm not trying to encourage people to watch something that's violent and upsetting. Fortunately for her, she didn't sustain any serious injuries, but the state of our country is in a very unique place, and I'm hoping that things are going to improve after a particular outcome in a 2024 election. But up until that point, ladies and gentlemen, I think it's going to be a rather wild 2024. So thank you guys across New Tech as well as here on YouTube for your guys' continued support. Below the video, of course, you can find my various social media, as well as if you're a Prime member or order frequently from Amazon, by all means, utilize those links as your landing page so you guys can place those orders, and it helps out the channel, and it's greatly appreciated. And, of course, appearing there on the screen, that would be the channel icon you guys can click on to subscribe, as well as to select notifications. And I'll see all you guys in the next video.